I thought that we were going to start today's recap with the Kyle Schwarber breaking news. He just signed a fat contract, but right when I was about to sit down and record that reaction video, it broke that Edwin Díaz is now a Dodger. The back-to-back World Series champions just picked up the best reliever on the market and one of the nastiest and most prolific strikeout artists of all time. This is gonna get pretty steamy. I know a lot of people are about to say baseball is officially ruined and they're gonna blame me for it. Fuzzy, see, this is what you get for glazing the Dodgers. They're back-to-back champions. They're gonna win 3 in a row now because you don't think that there's an issue with the salary cap in baseball. So yeah, it's gonna be a contentious video for sure. If you're new here, my name's Fuzzy. We talk baseball almost every single day, and I'm gonna be reacting to all of the signings and breaking stories all offseason long, so this is the place to be. Stick around, hit that subscribe button. Now, before we talk about Edwin Díaz and Kyle Schwarber, I do want to break down one other signing. It's gonna be super quick. Steven Matz is going to the Rays. The Rays, they're spending money this offseason. I cannot believe my eyes. Maybe the rumors about the Pirates wanting to spend money is true as well, because the Rays never spend money. They've now picked up Steven Matz and Cedric Mullins in the last week. Steven Matz was their more recent one. Last year between the Cardinals and the Red Sox, Steven Matz appeared in 53 games and in 76 innings, which is a solid amount of innings for a guy who was back in the bullpen. He had a 3.05 ERA, but the thing is, his strikeouts went way down, so maybe he's more of a finesse pitcher as opposed to the strikeout guy he used to be. I will note that when he went to the Red Sox did it again. They fixed a guy's command. So Steven, he's always had about a 3 walks per 9. He goes to the Red Sox and it drops to 0.8 now. The context is that was only in 21 games, so at about 21 2/3 innings. But again, that's a decent little chunk. The pitching coach for the Red Sox, Andrew Bailey, is so good when it comes to fixing command, and maybe the Rays can compound that with their spin rate philosophy and them just being able to unlock the strikeout stuff. So if Steven Matz's command is fixed and the Rays can unlock that spin again, he's going to be pretty disgusting. I don't know if he's going to be their 5 starter because I feel like that belongs to Ian Seymour. So maybe he's going to be slotted as a long reliever or an opener every so often. I like this move though. The Rays, Cedric Mullins and Steven Matz, pretty solid so far. And now it is time to don the cap. The blue cap that ruined baseball. Okay, let's get into it. We'll talk about Kyle Schwarber after we talk about Edwin Díaz, but according to Jeff Passan, he was not the first one to break this. I believe that it was Will Salmon and then Jorge Castillo posted it and then Jeff retweeted it. So everyone is in agreement that this deal is pretty much done. It's in ink. It's going through. So the final numbers are 3 years, $69 million. So the best reliever in this free agency class and one of the nastiest of all time, Edwin Díaz, he just set a brand new record. $23 million a year is the highest ever given out to a reliever per season. So it's called AAV. That's how much he's making per season. It's never been hit before by relievers, so Edwin, he's making history. He put up a 1.63 ERA with 98 strikeouts in 66 innings. Those are mind-numbing strikeout numbers. And also, he doesn't allow a lot of runs either. Well, sometimes he does. He kind of has an issue like Aaron Nola. If you look up Aaron Nola's baseball reference page, it'll be good year, bad year, good year, bad year. If we take a look at Edwin Díaz, he goes from a 3.2 ERA to a 1.96, then a 5.59, then a 1.75, then a 3.4 to a 1.3 to a 3.5 to a 1.6. So according to the law of baseball trends, Edwin Díaz is in line to regress in 2026, his first year with the Dodgers. Similar to Tanner Scott, he was bad last year, and he was supposed to be the cream of the crop reliever from last year, and it didn't work out that way. That is a perfect time to bring up the fact that nothing is guaranteed in the game of baseball. I know. The Dodgers getting Edwin Díaz after winning back-to-back World Series, it's going to cause a lot of commotion, but remember, Tanner Scott, he had an almost 5 ERA last year, and the strikeouts went down. He had a negative wins above replacement. He was really bad. He wasn't even a part of the playoff roster because of something that happened. It was a health issue. I can't remember, but yeah, he fully regressed in every single capacity. Obviously, that is me trying to provide some cope to all of the other 29 teams in baseball. I'm a Guardians fan. I wish that we could spend money like this. And we've seen teams like the Blue Jays with Anthony Santander and Dylan Cease defer money. So the Blue Jays are for sure deploying the Dodger approach. It's not illegal yet. We don't know if deferred money is going to get banned in 2027 when there's a CBA lockout, because we all know that's coming. At this moment right now, we know that it's 3 years for $69 million, but we don't know if there are deferrals. So if there are deferrals, I know that's going to cause a lot more controversy. And I guess this is a perfect moment to ask, do you think that the Dodgers are really ruining baseball? Do you think that we need a salary cap? Do you think that we should only get a cap if there's a salary floor? Or do you think that we should just have a salary floor? what do you guys think? Edwin Díaz, again, one of the most prolific relievers we've seen of the last couple decades. He is as good as it gets. He's going to the Dodgers, the two-time defending champs. Yeah, it's a big deal. You guys know I'm a Bryce Harper and Bryson Stott fanboy because they're from Vegas, my hometown. I play with Bryson Stott, but I'm wearing the wrong P. The wrong P in this video. This should say the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they did not bring enough to the table. So according to all of the rumors, before Kyle Schwarber signed a 5-year deal worth $150 million with the Phillies, that is the breaking news. He is going back to Philadelphia. The rumors were that the Pirates, they were in the thick of things, and the alleged offer was 4 years, $120 million. So same $30 million a year, just that extra security blanket for Schwarber of that 5th year. That seems like it sealed the deal, unfortunately, Pirates fans. Which, before we talk about Schwarber and his impact with the Phillies, I do want to ask, if you're a Pirates fan, are you annoyed by these rumors? Are you encouraged by them? Because we know that, according to all the reporters, that they were in on Josh Naylor. They were in on Kyle Schwarber. They've made trades to really shore up their infield young talent. Do you think that these are offers worth listening to, or do you just think that it's the Pirates front office really cherry picking and making it seem like they're in the thick of things when it comes to these free agent races? Or do you just think that they're placating and simply just saying that they're in it when realistically they have no chance of signing these guys, but it gives the impression that they're trying? What is it? Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Sorry. Why are we talking about the Pirates? Let's talk about the Phillies and Kyle Schwarber. Christmas came early for the Schwarber family. He got 150 million big one, so he is going back to the Phillies to be their full-time DH, and I think that he also announced that he's joining the WBC roster. Dude, I know that Team Japan is the reigning champions, but the 2026 Team USA roster for the WBC looks like one of the most stacked rosters I've seen since the Little League team that we faced in All-Stars, where they stacked the team by cheating and putting every single player, like star player in Las Vegas, in one apartment. Like, how did they get away with that? But yeah. Anyways, to me, this felt like a lock. It makes way too much sense. Schwarber in Philly in the same lineup with a Trey Turner, a Bryce Harper. I just feel like once Nick Castellanos gets moved and they fill in the gap with, I don't know who they're going to bring in, maybe a free agent, maybe they're going to make a trade and offload some of their pitching because they are gluttonous when it comes to starting rotators. My brain wanted to say starting pitchers, but then I said rotation in my head, so starting rotators. Okay, hey, it's early. These deals are happening. I'm West Coast, okay? It's not even 9 a.m. yet. Go get Pete Alonso. That just came to me. Do you guys remember last year when Bryce Harper literally said, I will go back to playing right field. I will play my position that I've played pretty much my entire MLB career to make room for Pete Alonso. Could you imagine if the Phillies actually pulled off a Nick Castellanos trade? Yes, they probably have to give away some cash because no team wants to eat that entire contract for a guy who's regressing when it comes to athletics. Oh my God. A guy who's regressing when it comes to athleticism. There we go. Imagine Pete Alonso in the same lineup with a Bryce Harper and a Kyle Schwarber and a Trey Turner, who is still absolutely, I mean, he's a fantasy stud. He's got power. He's got gap-to-gap power. He steals bases. Imagine if they get Pete Alonso now. Which reminds me, my editor, Pesky Talk, he's really plugged in with the Red Sox stuff. The rumors are that Pete Alonso is meeting with the Red Sox right now. That would be a lot of fun, but that means that Tristan Casas could be available. Maybe they trade Tristan Casas for some pitching. I have no idea. A lot of stuff could be happening pretty soon. By the way, speaking of rumors, super quick, I'll throw this out there. Kyle Tucker, he was seen at the Blue Jays facility. Imagine if the Jays, I said this in my video a few weeks ago, talking about like the biggest need for a team. What if the Jays just get Dylan Cease and all of these guys and just defer everything just like the Dodgers? If you can't beat them, join them. I don't know why I'm going on so many tangents today. I'm just having a blast talking baseball again. It's been a boring offseason so far. Edwin Díaz is a Dodger. Kyle Schwarber is a Philly yet again. And Steven Matz, he's a Ray. I wanted to talk about that because he was good last year and he's going to the Rays. Maybe they unlock him. And last but not least, before you guys go and we end the video, is it over? Is baseball officially ruined forever? You guys have to let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.